Hi guys, I am back with another recap. This time we will talk about the exciting new season of Scissor 7. It opens up with 13 and 7 fighting off against Blackbird, with 7's assistance, having recovered consciousness and fastened 1,000 demon dagger shards to 13's sword hilt. She cuts Blackbird's face in spite of 13's broken blades. With the intention of using 13 against 7, Blackbird grabs her and puts her in the way of 7. Manjusaka-san, in the meantime, watches the fight and complains that 7 has moved on to another female. Blackbird is struck by 7, which makes him let go of 13. Blackbird reacts by shooting a purple beam from his chest, catching 7, pulling him along a rock face, and throwing him into the air, injuring him. This puts 7 within striking distance of Blackbird. Blackbird prepares another beam attack and tells 7 he is going to kill him for sure this time, despite his closeness. Using his special move Demon Blade Slash, 7 defends himself, sending fragments of 1,000 demon daggers flying into Blackbird's chest and scattering them everywhere. Even after multiple scratches, Blackbird shows no signs of weakness and declares that he is impossible to kill. A young Blackbird trains at the Flying Bird Martial Arts Hall with his master in a flashback. He worries that he's not feeling connected to his body and that he might be possessed. Once he has mastered their training, his master sees him as a dead bird in the darkness. On the other hand, Blackbird and 7's battle in the jungle gets more intense. Blackbird keeps hurting 7, and his strikes are powerless against him. Blackbird is caught off guard by an abrupt burst of sunshine. When 7 discovers that Blackbird can be harmed by sunlight without his blindfold, he takes advantage of the chance to get farther away. Next, he fools Blackbird by deceiving him into staring straight into a shaft of sunlight. We see in the past where Blackbird's master emphasizes that he will become an exceptional fighter in darkness, highlighting the necessity of protecting others even in grim conditions. Blackbird questions the need to fight in darkness but eventually accepts the responsibility. Back to present, 7 makes many smart attacks on Blackbeard and finally stabs Blackbird through the chest, resulting in a critical blow. Back to past, we see Whitebird's disciples eliminate Blackbird's followers to protect the sect's reputation. Moving to present, Blackbird retaliates, but his attack on 7 fails, and his essence seems absorbed by 7's daggers. Whitebird reveals their master's command to kill Blackbird, as darkness was seen unfavorably. Betrayed, Blackbird falls in battle. Manjusaka cloaks Blackbird's body, restoring his appearance. She prepares to confront 7. Meanwhile, at the Shadow Color's base, Green Phoenix seeks to assassinate the Killer League leader. In a dramatic scene, we see Green Phoenix ascend a long stairway to meet a messenger. The messenger asks about the mission's completion, but Green Phoenix reveals that it remains unfinished. Instead, he discloses that someone plans to assassinate the leader. In a tense moment, Green Phoenix takes out his blades, confirming himself as a threat due to his awareness of the leader's weakness. He lunges to attack the master, only to be stopped by a servant. A sword fight takes place, with Green Phoenix showing us his epic skills against the servant's remarkable speed. In a planned move, she shows her skills to evade his strikes, causing him to expend energy. Green Phoenix goes to the master and reveals his newfound skill. As the servant attempts to follow, she is unable to pass through the barrier, revealing her swift agility but weak internal force. Green Phoenix recalls the leader's involvement in the infiltration of Green Cloud, planned out by the Assassination Alliance. The Empire's king, along with his family, was killed, and the kingdom was made poor as its riches were stolen. Green Phoenix mentions a swordsman who severed one of the leader's arms and declares himself the disciple of this swordsman, aware of the leader's weakness. Green Phoenix tells about his quest for revenge for his master, father who was the king, and all the subjects of Green Cloud. Thinking back about the attack and its aftermath, he tells about his father's failed attempt to confront the invaders, resulting in his own death by stabbing, and his mother's sacrifice trying to intervene. As the leader takes out his sword, he prepares to strike Green Phoenix in response. Kola wakes up in a hospital located in Superpower Country. With the help of Daibo's healing paste, she swiftly heals. Daibo, determined to locate someone, urges them to leave, being helped by a token from Dan Hua to get assistance from his guards. Dan Hua guides them through a hidden tunnel channel. Daibo extends an invitation to Kola to accompany them on their journey to Xuanwu. In Shinan country, the Prince of Stern requests the Black Shade healing paste from the healer and gives him a task of identifying the herb's entity as payment. Unfortunately, he fails to recognize the herbs like an idiot he is. On the other hand, Daibo and Xiaofei emerge from a tunnel that looks like a manhole. Yang observes their movement toward Tianlong Tower. Daibo seeks aid from two guards who send signals to disciples for updates on Seven. They discover Seven sought directions to the evil statue of Vitella Whisper. Armed with this information, Daibo and Yang head toward the eagle statue in search of Seven. In Xuanwu, 13 fights a cool battle with Manjusaka, defending against her poison dots with her swift movements. Manjusaka does a move that surrounds them with toxic powder, intending to make them pass out. Suddenly, Xiaofei descends from the sky on a poison dragon drill, making the powder to fall away. Daibo joins the fray, aiming to defeat Manjusaka with his claws. Xiaofei escorts 7 and 13 to safety as Daibo confronts Manjusaka. Despite her efforts to strike him with poison dots, Daibo swiftly moves out of the way. Xiaofei sees a massive obstacle in their path and smashes it, revealing Shimon within. Shimon delivers powerful blows in a pretty sick way, making Xiaofei unconscious and advancing towards Seven. Just as Shimon prepares to strike Seven, Yang intervenes, engaging Shimon in combat. Daibo arrives, urging Xiaofei to carry him and Seven to safety. Using rocks to propel himself, Shimon pursues Seven, with Yang in pursuit. As Shimon prepares for a killing blow, Yang emerges from below, making Shimon lose his balance with a soaring thumbs-up technique, causing him to stumble and fall. Meanwhile, Manjusaka follows the trail to 13, finding her passed out on the ground. In the next scene we see a convenience store, where the ordinary assassin is preparing food for customers. His co-worker, Harukaze, sneakily snatches some meatballs from the prepared food. The ordinary assassin learns about Seven's awesome killing of Red Tooth and asks about it from Harukaze. Harukaze expresses skepticism about Seven's capabilities like an old man, dismissing him as merely an amateur hairstylist. This makes the ordinary assassin to recall a conversation with Seven during a haircut. Suddenly, a kid enters the store to purchase popsicles but refuses to participate in a lucky raffle, calling it an all-out scam. Harukaze abruptly experiences severe stomach pain and hurries home. All of a sudden, a robber storms into the store. He holds the ordinary assassin at gunpoint, demanding money. Despite attempting to act heroically like a fool by bursting into flames, the ordinary assassin is swiftly overpowered by the robber and slammed to the ground. Thinking about his past, he recognizes that he always gets defeated despite his efforts to do good. While the robber steals cash, he orders the ordinary assassin to prepare a bowl of noodles, which is just plain disrespectful. Powerless to call for help as the robber has taken away the phone, the ordinary assassin gets taunted and made fun for his low assassin ranking. The robber demands raffle tickets, making the ordinary assassin to protest, telling him about his need to buy coconut juice. However, he complies after being threatened. The robber instructs the ordinary assassin to scratch off all the cards, yet he wins nothing and ends up calling it a scam. Later on, the ordinary assassin prepares a bowl of noodles, intending to add hot sauce to make the robber choke for the bad behavior towards him. Unfortunately, he trips while serving and spills the noodles and ends up staining the robber's clothes. Mockingly, the robber tastes the spilled noodles and taunts the ordinary assassin for not even adding ketchup to the dish. Despite the danger, the ordinary assassin decides to unmask the robber in front of the security cameras, asking him to drop the money. Angered, the robber shoots down the cameras. The ordinary assassin, failed again at his attempt, recalls words of encouragement from Seven and others, finding newfound strength within himself. He makes a plan to take down the robber, using a flashlight to distract him before making his move. Despite being bitten, the ordinary assassin attacks back by grabbing the robber's nose. Their fight intensifies, with the robber attempting to reach his fallen gun. The ordinary assassin hurls the gun further away. As Harukaze returns, he witnesses the scene and grabs the gun. Together, they defeat the thief, who is then arrested. Harukaze questions the ordinary assassin's commitment to doing good. The next day, they encounter a photo revealing one of the 7 major shadow assassins as the culprit. We see that White Fox is searching for Seven's hair salon, thinking why Seven would target the leader despite being the organization's top member. When he finds the salon, White Fox sees the photos that are displayed. The next day, White Fox shows one of the photographs to an elderly man, asking about Seven's whereabouts. The old man tells that Seven is on a journey and offers to contact him if needed. Daibo answers the phone on Seven's behalf. White Fox instructs Daibo to relay his message to Seven but is cut off in a comical manner before he can mention his power. This makes White Fox angry. Uncle Chin gets frustrated at White Fox for making an expensive call, making White Fox's anger to escalate further as he charges an attack. However, before White Fox can attack it, Uncle Chin collapses in pain from kidney stones. White Fox, using his power, shatters the kidney stones, bringing relief to Uncle Chin, who now believes him to be a miracle doctor. Uncle Chin spreads the word like a fool, attracting a crowd seeking healing. On the other hand, in Superpower Country, the Archmage identifies the 3 toxins in Seven's body but admits he cannot treat them. The Prince of Stern arrives with the miracle doctor and his medicines, claiming he can heal anyone except the dead. White Fox shows a photo of Seven with ordinary assassin and Harukaze, starting a discussion about Seven. White Fox pretends that he needs a haircut and requests to be connected with Seven via phone. Harukaze dials Seven's number and realizes White Fox is one of the 7 major shadow assassins. On the other hand, as the miracle doctor revives Seven, he immediately asks about 13, concerned she was poisoned while protecting him. Soon after, Seven receives a call from White Fox, who threatens to harm everyone on Chicken Island if Seven doesn't fight him. Later that evening, White Fox sits on the beach, watching the sunset and gets jealous of Seven's life. He briefly interacts with children playing nearby before unleashing destructive energy, causing chaos and destruction on Chicken Island. So that's it folks for the part 1. Don't forget to like and subscribe.